Last night, I had a great idea for a YouTube video. It was poignant. It would change people's hearts and minds. It came to me in the wee hours at 3:30 in the morning when my cats were screaming outside of my door. And so, in my infinite wisdom, I took that idea and I filed away in my mind and did not write it down in my notes app and didn't write it down on a piece of paper. And then I woke up this morning and I still remembered it. It was great. And I got ready and I did everything I was supposed to do. And then, the moment that I sat down, where did that idea go? Where did that thought go? I don't know, but it's not in my head. And so I scrolled and I scrolled TikTok and YouTube and Reddit looking for anything to get the stupid video out because I can't continue to keep getting in my way. And I found nothing. Nothing but aggravation in the form of, am I the main character? The dyslexia was dyslexiaing.
You're just being a little bit demented, that's all. I'm so sorry about your brain.
I read it somewhere, a channel where we look at whatever my brain rot leads me to online. And today it is the worst people in the world, people who think that they are the main character of life. Just a little PSA I didn't think I need to make, but I've gotten several comments now. Just shut up, just watch the thing, just stop talking. No. This is a reaction channel. You're gonna get reaction content. I know people bigger than I, with larger followings, can just upload stuff and sit there and make faces. First of all, I cannot do that without getting a copyright strike. Second of all, that's not my personality, and I think it lacks a little bit of integrity. If I was going to do that, I would just be a re-uploader. Much easier, frankly. You know, it's a pretty simple concept. If you don't like beans, don't make bean soup. Don't complain if you're shopping for clothes in the soup aisle and you can't find the clothes. And, don't watch reaction content if you don't like reaction content.
She's not moving. She won't let us get by, ma'am. What is wrong with you? I would hate to be your daughter and have to go home with you. No wonder she's
You've got to be kidding me.
You know what? Oh, okay. You need to Jesus. Because I haven't said anything to you. I haven't said anything to you all. Don't say anything.
I need context. Why is she blocking the entire this isn't a bus, airplane row? When I'm on a bus and it's crowded, I will pin myself to the wall as I'm standing. And when people get up to get off the bus, I do everything in my power, especially as a plus size lady, which she is, to be as small as possible. Okay, it is one thing to make yourself a obstacle for people on a bus or on a plane that makes you feel number one. But when you, like me, like her, are a big girl, you're not just an obstacle, baby. You're a dam. You're a dam. And there is an ocean of people behind you. Dams don't hold back oceans. There's a lake of people behind you ready to beat your ass because your whole body is blocking the entire way. The only way people are getting around her is if they climb over the seats. And listen, this is a tangent, I've never flown. Are those camper chairs? Those look like cheap backyard patio chairs. I have chairs out in my patio that look way more comfortable than that, rotten old as and they look way more supportive and comfortable than that. So they're already in the most uncomfortable situation ever. And this is just no, nobody's getting out because I'm the center.
They won't let my daughter play, and I'm not getting. Oh, you like this? She got her wrong. Started just running. No, why they can't let her come past?
They're trying to come from the back of the plane and get off first.
Oh, your daughter's not going to skip the entire plane ride. And also, why aren't you riding with your daughter if she's that important? I assume this is a child and not an adult.
If you come from the back of the plane.
That's what row she was in.
Oh my God.
One way, it's going to be hard for everyone to
But why they can't let her pass? You haven't been
Baby, use your brain.
on this plane long enough, lady. Mind your fucking business.
She can't mind her business. She can't mind her business because you're in her business. Her business is off the plane. Her business is in the aisle. But you sat in a different row from your daughter, and you're mad that your daughter can't move up through the entire plane to meet you, so you're gonna block it for Mind your business. Bitch, come on.
I'm sorry, but you're
I would never let a woman in knee-length shorts talk to me this way.
You are not the problem. No, but you are the problem.
Oh, I guarantee they have a few ways to solve this problem. It's none that your face would like.
You're the problem. No, you are the problem. Oh, I'm the problem. Get out of the.
You see, this is how I would end up on the no-fly list, because I would just push her over. And then walk over her. And then I would be arrested and then put on the no-fly list, because doing anything illegal on a plane is a federal offense.
This is crazy.
We're all trying to get out. We said, excuse me. And then she can come up.
Thanks. Let's go.
Thank you.
Why couldn't we do this in the first place?
I mean, I'm not a therapist or a psychologist, but what is that?
Why couldn't we do that in the first place? Why was your little plan to be like, I'm gonna block the entire, why not do that in the first, Americans, and this is a story time. And it says, yo, I've been talking to this man for not even 2 weeks and already realized he's not my type. I sent him my rent balance. Like, here, handle that if you see it.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Try to find something nice to say, because unfortunately there are women in my own life that act like this and think like this. But I don't think, I don't think 2 weeks into a relationship you should be like, here's my rent, pay my rent. Maybe wait till like a month. At least the U-hauling lesbians move in together. They don't just demand, hey, pay my rent at this place that you don't let. And who in this day and age has the money to pay someone else's rent when people can barely afford their? Okay, continuing. I need to shut up. Instead of moving like a man, he caught feelings and called me desperate. I don't think that's how caught feelings is supposed to be used in this sentence, but also, you are desperate, and that is ridiculous. Talking about that's not my responsibility. Boy, bye. If 10K why is your rent 10K? If 10K makes you sweat, just say you're broke and get the f out. Hey, let's look at this, because she added the little thing. She has past bills due from September 21st, and it's from literally moving in. She wants to talk about you're broke. She can't afford her own rent without asking someone else to do it, and she didn't pay. She has 10K rent. She didn't pay like $15 in fees from moving in. First of all, I don't like land leases, right? From the landlord's perspective, this just moved in and then immediately didn't pay like the most minor of fees. That doesn't bode well. I don't think you and that landlord are going to be getting along for very long. $10,589. I want to see the apartment. It's got to be worth it, but like you never know. If it's in like LA or New York, it might be a bad apartment, but for that amount? For that amount, put down a down payment for a house. Buy a house. It's not even like a normal amount. It's not like $1,200. It's not like $2,000. 10K. Boy, bye. If 10K makes you sweat, just say you're broke and get the fuck. Listen, maybe it's just because most people I know are lower class, all right? I don't know a single person in my goddamn life that can afford to just shell out 10K. Maybe like one or two, but not the type of people that would just be handing it out to people they've dated for 2 weeks. Which, by the way, big red flag. If someone you're dating for 2 weeks demands 10K from you, that's a scam. Don't argue with me like I'm wrong. You are. For expecting a man to provide, you're trying to date me, not the other way around. Actually, the thing about a partnership, it's a partnership. You're both dating each other. It goes both ways, buddy. Y'all swear you're kings, but fold the second it's time to provide. Every real man I've dealt with understood my worth. Well, I mean, who's single? You know, this is a guy you've been dating for 2 weeks. You're single before that. Do the math on your worth in the dating pool, because you were single, and I assume you're single again. You could be the nicest person in the world. Okay, you could be a literal saint, an angel. But if you randomly brought out, oh, can we name Tan Kai? I'd be like, no, we're breaking up. Sorry. Nope. Sucked. You know, I would read the comments, but they're getting real sexist with it. And I know people have come at me for calling everyone bitch. And they're like, that's sexist and blah, 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 blah. First of all, talk to my titties on sexism. I'm sure they'll have different opinions with you. Second of all, I call everyone bitch. If you're acting like a bitch, I'm gonna call you a bitch. It ain't a sexist thing. And more often than not, I use it with men. So
I thought I heard self-righteous clumping. Can I help you?
I just want to say I love that dress. She's so pretty.
I'm your mom, and I think you're gonna be a girl.
And I am the boss of the house, your father.
You will respect my authority.
And I think you're gonna be a boy.
I'm your Auntie Tay, and I think you're gonna be a girl.
Okay, here we go.
I'm the mum, and I think it's going to be it.
I'm the boss, and I think you're going to be a boy.
I'm the auntie, I think it's going to be a girl. Why is your top off?
That's pretty much it. I think they made too big of a deal about it. Okay, no, don't come for... I was at first going to be like, well, that's not a lot of weight, but then he did a backflip. Okay, so there's that. Yes, he's being a little bit soft and stupid, but I'm the boss of the house, and I say, the boss of the house. Again, partnership, guys. Straights, get with the program. It's a partnership. Nobody's a boss over anyone else. Like, fuck off. But is it time for these people were main characters? I think they're just cringy and thought this would be cool.
Your father, and I think you're going to be a boy.
I think this is just them being like playing into masculine, feminine stereotypes, which is more of an issue with the whole gender reveal culture thing. It's not really. If anyone's going to be a main character, it's going to be the parents at a gender reveal. It's their party.
Okay, here we go.
I do kind of just want to watch him do a backflip again, though. He may be a piece of shit or an asshole or not coming off great right now, but off, that was cool. And he wasn't mean about it either, because a lot of these gender reveals, when a guy sees that he has a girl, he's immediately screwed. That got to me. So why is he here? You know, because there are situations where it's your party, so of course you're going to be the center of attention, the main character. The book's about you, bud. And I also don't have an issue with him being half naked. He's trying to show off his muscles and do a backflip. Big fuck. Yeah, dude was a douche. The thing was douchey, but I don't think this was... I'm the main character cringe. I think it was just actually him being the main character of his own story. Yeah, the woman probably could have been more involved in the thing too, but believe it or not, I'm also one of those people that don't like a camera. Like off of this channel, if you point a camera at me, I'm disappearing. I'm real shy. So you never know. She just might be camera shy or not super into that. I just feel like the internet makes a lot of assumptions, and the comments are kind of roasting them over really not that big of a deal. Get your hand off her. What are you doing? Ugh. Oh my god. I don't really know anything about pageantry, but don't you also have to have a good personality? I don't really understand it, but like, if she was doing this in the pageant, wouldn't this kind of make people hate her? That was not very classy. Not even a little bit. Those photos wouldn't even look good. Like, it looks like people going out getting drunk on Instagram and the photos that they would post up. It's like, is this your first time? I think it's your first time. I say, knowing literally nothing about pageants. Main character brings her dog to a buffet. Oh. So I'm not going to play the audio, just because copyright. No, actually yeah, that's not healthy. That's not sanitary. I already don't like people that bring their dogs into places where they shouldn't be. And I do mean their dogs, not their service animals, okay? Because you can tell the difference, all right? Even if you've never met someone with special needs that do need like a service animal, you can tell the difference. And this especially pisses me off because I have two separate friends that raise and train service animals while having their own as well. And it's like these people who want to bring in their dogs everywhere and bring them up to the buffet table, have them yapping, and this one luckily is chill. But oftentimes they're yapping everywhere. They're like spit flying, barking at people, being aggressive, and oftentimes off leash, which is another piss me off as a former dog owner. Like, keep your dog on a leash, you dump it. These people give actual service animals a bad rep because these people will always be the most service animal. He has an accreditation paperwork. First of all, in Canada and US, there's no legal organization that gives out any paperwork. If you have any paperwork for a service animal, you are scammed. It's not a thing. But people will believe that because in your day-to-day, people don't know the minutia of like breeding and raising a service animal. So they're going to believe you because legally they have to believe you. If you say your animal is a service animal, they legally can't be like, no, and get out. So then they look at that, and that actually makes them do that shit more to people with actual service animals because they're so used to people coming in with the bull. My dog's a service animal. My Chihuahua that's projectile shitting all over the place and screaming is a service animal. They think of that anytime they see a dog, and they're like, well, no, this actual legitimate seeing eye dog or alert dog can't be in here because I know it's not a service animal. It's like, well, you don't. And then they will go and they'll be like, well, where's your paperwork? Because so often people, like I said, will come in and it's like, oh, well, I have paperwork, made up paperwork for their service animal that's not a service animal. So these people think, okay, so if it's a real service animal, it has paperwork. If they can't show me the paperwork, it's not a service animal. And only the animals with the paperwork can be tolerated, even though it never occurs in any of their minds that the people with the paperwork dogs are the people with the dogs that are spazzing the 24/7. Don't bring your dogs don't need to come with you everywhere. And I said, listen, I loved my dogs to death, okay? It killed me when I had to move out and leave my dog with my parents because I can't kidnap their dogs. I understand that I shouldn't bring my psychotic rescue terrier from Mexico that freaks out when he sees shiny things into a restaurant. You know, I never at any point thought that my lovable big dumbass black lab should come into like a bowling alley with me when that thing would constantly launch itself at small humans looking for affection and send them flying because he's a tank of an animal. Like, I don't understand why your first thought when you have a dog is, this should go everywhere from me, and often unleashed, even though that harms many people, including the dog. I'm gonna get off my high horse. And it says she even brought her camera.
Yeah, I said no Parmesan cheese.
Did you say that when you ordered?
Yes.
So this is not your order, so you go back to sit down over there.
I love that. Yep. As a former customer service worker, yep. Be working at Tim Hortons, and he'll be making the drinks, and someone who came in with like, I got 17 teas and 3 breakfast sandwiches, will look at someone's ice cap and Timbits and be like, is that mine? I didn't ask for the Timbits. It's like, this person came first. And do you see a tea anywhere on the table? And not only will these people argue with you that you're wrong, they will argue that you made their stuff incorrectly while actively trying to take the thing that you made. I assume that this is kind of why some Tim Hortons have started asking for names for their orders. But even then, I've seen this happen at Tim Hortons where people will have A name will be called and someone completely different will come up because it has like one aspect that's similar to their thing, or because they think that they should be served first and be like, this has been wrong and blah, blah, blah.
I'm a psycho.
She brought her phone in.
Did you say that when you ordered?
Yes.
So this is not your order, so you go back to sit down over there.
I love his attitude. I wish we were allowed to give attitude more often. The end just made it perfect for me. Because so often customers would assume that they can say anything and do anything and not get any snapback, any talk back at all. And it's just great. Because when you do talk back, most of the time they just don't know what to do with it and then wander off. Granted, the other times they go nuclear and you get a nice little call from corporate being like, hey, did this happen? And you're like, yeah. And they're like, okay, hang up.
They felt annoyed being in an elevator full of black girls. I caught her facial expression, then she ran out the elevator so fast with her dad.
I didn't see anything. They're literally just standing there.
Then
that is a blank stare. And then she noticed you recording. Because it's very clear that not only are you recording, you're recording her. And all she did was like awkwardly smile. This is me in high school girl behavior. And all of you guys are way too old to be doing this shit. It has nothing to do with like a bunch of black girls in a elevator. Like there's a lot of instances of very blatant racism. This person was minding her own business and you were recording her snickering. And all she did was like awkwardly smile. But you gotta run to TikTok because everything's about you all the time. God, I am so fucking glad that I graduated high school way before any of this shit came around. This says, Jacket Man stops village operations. Oh, we are gonna mute the out of that. Oh yeah, he's literally just posted up in the middle of the street. Why do you have to be... I love the faces of the people. Fuck, why do you have to be in the middle of the goddamn street, dude? That's gotta be enough, or I'm gonna lose my mind. Every day, I go through life worrying about the panopticon that is modern day life. Worrying that at any time someone's gonna be snickering at me, taking photos, recording me. So I do everything in my life to not make myself a target, to not make myself the center of attention. I don't understand how these people can be doing this. With nothing in their brain goes, hey, don't do that. This is awkward and weird, and you're going to have to think about this for the rest of your life. But you see, that is the thing. When I do something awkward or weird, I think about that shit for the rest of my life. I will have flashbacks to that shit. It will keep me up at night for the rest of my life. I think of cringy shit that I did when I was 6, and it still keeps me up. You know what? I'm mad. Mostly because I don't have the audacity to be like this. I want the audacity and the lack of that these people have. I want to not give a shit how I look like. I want to not give a shit how I present in public. When I'm on the bus, I don't want to think, am I breathing weird? Am I blinking weird? Am I staring into space too long? Should I look this way? No, there's a person there. I gotta look that way so that they don't think I'm staring at them. But now I want to make sure that I didn't do that too fast, because what if they think that I was staring at them and then looked away quickly to make it look like I wasn't staring at them? And am I breathing too loudly? Can they hear me breathe? Can they hear my headphones? I'll put on really low volume so they can't hear me. Then I'll put on the noise suppressant because everything's loud. But then what if I don't hear things through the noise suppressant? And that's just what a bus ride is for me. So I don't understand how they can be like this and just like they did this and then probably just went home to their family and then had bland chicken for dinner as if nothing happened. It's insane. Anyway, I gotta go before I lose my goddamn marbles. If you like this video, give it a like, comment, follow, subscribe, all those good things. If you didn't like it, tell me in the comments. Keep it civil. Anything at all helps me in the algorithm. If you want to support me, you can visit my Patreon. We have tiers for as low as $5. You see all these videos in advance, uncensored. You also get extras like bloopers, little spiels that got cut out, outtakes, the whole shebang, and you can get your name read at the end of this video, and if you get one of the higher tiers, you can have a name read or posted at the beginning of the video. So, thank you for watching. I gotta go take a 9-hour-long nap in a bath of acid just so that I stop cringing at this bullshit. Because I'm gonna be thinking about this for months to come.
I feel like this is way too bright because I forgot to click this. Let's address. I almost did it again, bitch. I almost did it again. I almost did it again where I started recording without putting on my stupid microphone. Oh, I'm so almost mad at me. Yes, I am so almost mad at me.